Hi, thank you for being here for today's Yoga Flow for Grief. Today's theme is all about flowing through our feelings and experiences of grief. Grief is a very nonlinear process, and all the emotions that come with it require us to be able to move through those and flow through those. And we can often find ourselves getting stuck or stagnant in what we're experiencing, especially when we're in a state of deep depression or a very low time in our lives where we can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. So today's yoga for grief is going to be a little bit different than some of the other flows that you might find elsewhere, either in classes, online, or even on my YouTube page. But we're going to actually be moving fluidly through some of today's flow and bringing it back down to check in with ourselves, regrounding ourselves, and then continuing to flow through those emotions with this theme. So if you have a moment in today's practice where you do feel like maybe you're not strong enough to move through those emotions you might be experiencing, I challenge you to remember the infamous Winnie the Pooh quote that starts with, "You are braver than you believe and stronger than you seem." And I truly believe that, especially as we're learning to flow through the feelings that we're facing in our times of grief and challenges in life in general. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started with this short flow today. Thanks for being here. We'll start with some neck rolls, just sitting here in a nice easy pose. If it's more comfortable for you to sit on your knees or your rest on your legs, please do that. We're just going to sit here in an easy pose. That's what feels right for my body today. And remember to breathe as you're starting this process. So we'll take just a big inhale together. And exhale. Good. One more time. Good. You'll hear me today reference checking in with your body several times. And all I mean by that is see if you can feel the point where your body is making contact with the mat below you, the ground below you, whatever surface that you are sitting or standing on, just to check and tune in and to make sure that you're breathing. So I'll give you those cues and reminders today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with some neck rolls. We'll do 3 to each side. Slow and steady. We don't want to force anything. You might notice that I like to close my eyes regularly. It's just a really great way for me to check in with my body, and I invite you to do the same if that helps you. We'll pause when we get back to the center and just look up. And then we're just going to look off to the right, just slightly past our right shoulder, but don't crank your neck. Perfect. So we'll come back to center and look off to the left, just past your left shoulder, not putting any strain or pressure. We're just flowing with our own individual bodies and experiences. Perfect. We'll bow our heads down and then we will roll the opposite direction just a few times, slow and steady. Remembering to breathe, remembering to relax our shoulders down and back. Good. We're now going to go ahead and we're going to move our center body. So we're just going to work our way down before we come on to all fours. And we're going to do the same thing. So just inhale, circling forward, and exhale as you circle back. Go ahead and join me when you're ready. And exhale back, round your spine as you come back, and as you come forward, lean forward, your heart beaming up toward the sky. And then round as you come back. And then after about 3 or 4 of those, go ahead and pause when you come forward. Deep inhale. And exhale as we make our way around the other direction. Remember to keep breathing. And on your third inhale forward, go ahead, exhale as you rise all the way up. And one final inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the right, just slightly. We're just going to let our fingertips rest on the ground or just above the ground if you can't quite get them down there comfortably. Inhale, reach up to center again, and exhale, same thing to the left. Inhale, center, and on your exhale, make your way to all fours, however that feels comfortable for you. And as we get into all fours, you've probably seen this position before, been in this position before. Let yourself get acclimated. Feel your fingertips wide, your palms pressed into the mat below you, and then press your fingertips in and feel your palm lift just slightly. Then feel your feet rest flat, the top of them on the mat below you. Your knees, legs should be directly under your hips here, from your glutes down to your knees, your entire thigh. And once you just feel that sense of you're in a good spot, you feel grounded, tuck in your abdominals just slightly to make sure you're not putting strain on your back and your core is nice and strong. We're going to just do some barrel rolls here. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Inhale and exhale. I like to do this sometimes just to ground myself. As we inhale, we're going to actually dip our bellies down. And then we're going to exhale as we scoop up to one side, all the way up into our cat pose and down. Starting to inhale now. You can see my back arches. And we'll keep rolling through these with an exhale as we come up. Inhale as we arch our back, heart up to the sky slightly. And exhale as we come up. Inhale back down. One more with me. We have a groove here. When you get back to the center, pause for a minute, leave your back arched in this cow pose, and then we're going to just go the opposite direction. So we'll do one exhale, bringing your spine up into our cat pose. Inhaling back down into cow, and start your exhale as you roll up, opposite direction this time. Notice my hips are moving as well, so you want to really get into this barrel roll. If your knees feel sore, you're welcome to put a blanket under them. You can also just go ahead and bend your mat over. I'll show you that here in just a moment. Exhale, one more barrel roll. Perfect. Pause here. If your knees are starting to feel sore in all fours, you can just take your mat and lightly fold it over like this. You can also just use a blanket too. That's really helpful as well and provides a little bit of extra soft comfort for you. So now that we're in this all fours position, check in with your body, see how you're feeling. We're going to reground ourselves, so make sure your belly is tucked in just slightly to create that stability in your spine. And as we move through these fluid moments, we're going to practice that right now. So check in with how you're feeling, how intense your emotions might be right now, how vulnerable you might feel in this position. And we're going to start with our left side. So on your inhale, reach your left arm up. Allow your spine to twist slightly to the sky. And exhale, we're going to thread the needle. So left arm is going to come under the right. Keep your knees and legs where they are. And your left arm is going to go all the way through. You're going to leave your right arm where it is because we're going to go ahead and we're going to inhale up again. So we're not going to stay in that position. We're not going to stay stuck in our emotions. We're going to allow them to move through us. And we will exhale, thread the needle one more time. Inhale, left arm comes up. And exhale, allow these emotions, experiences to flow through us. Inhale, left arm comes up for the last time. Exhale, bring it back down. We're going to move right into the other side. So we're moving into the right side now. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Your head can rest on the ground for just a moment. Inhale, back up, moving fluidly with our experience. And exhale, come back through, thread the needle, doing great. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, last time, thread through, move through this time. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, bring your arm back down. Pause in your all four position. Give yourself permission to make mistakes, to be in the moment, to not have to be perfect. There's no process. Go ahead and tuck your toes under, keeping in this all fours position, and just start to rock a little back and forward. Feel your weight come slightly into your palms and back into your feet, into your palms as you inhale forward, back into your feet as you exhale back. Keep your spine straight, your chin slightly tucked so your spine all the way up to your neck is nice and long. Inhale, bring your hands slightly forward, palms open, and on your exhale, go ahead and push up to a downward dog, slow and steady. We're safe here to be with our experience. We're stronger than we might seem. You try whispering that to yourself in your mind. I'm stronger than I might seem. Allow your body to move fluidly as you pedal out your downward dog here. Move your head, check in. Remember to breathe. Find some stillness. Deep breath in and exhale out. Let it all go. Your next inhale, we're going to raise our right leg up to the sky, keeping your hips square, and then exhale, bring that knee forward, slow and steady, and then step forward between your hands, lower your left knee down, keep your toes bent, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to reach up to the sky in this low lunge, and then bring your hands back down. We're just going to flow fluidly. Plant your left hand, reach your right arm up to the sky. I'm going to keep breathing. Exhale, bring your hand back down. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge, lifting your left knee this time. And we're going to exhale, twist your left foot open slightly into a warrior two. This is where I want you to really tap into your strength. Keep your tailbone slightly tucked. We're not going to be here very long. Keep your knee in the front, tracking over your ankle. Your arms out. Remember that you're stronger than you seem. Perfect. Inhale. We're going to twist on that left foot while we bring our arms up. One more time, nice and strong. And then we're going to float back down, bringing our left knee to the ground. Untucking that left toe. Reaching back up to the sky one more time. And back down. Go ahead and tuck that left foot again. Lifting your knee so we can safely step back to a downward dog. 2 breaths here. Exhale through your open mouth if you're not doing so already. Good. Then go ahead and keep your feet where they are, but start bending your knees out as your heels come to clack together. Then bend all the way down, letting your knees come open wide, about as wide as your mat. Your feet come into a bit of a triangle, toes touching, and just let yourself lean your booty back and set into a child's pose, resting your forearms against the mat, forehead against the mat. If this doesn't feel good, if you're having a hard time coming down like this, you can come up. You can just like this to just keep your hips open and release some of those motions. You can also put a block here. You could stack up a blanket, roll it up, and rest your forehead on that. So explore what works for your body and what options you have. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise up with me. We're just going to go up into this like wide-legged all fours position almost, keeping your hands where they are. Tuck your toes as they are. Allow your feet to spin out as your knees come together to meet me back in this downward dog. Good. Pedal at your feet as I am, if that feels nice. And we'll find a little bit of stillness just for a moment before we start moving fluidly again. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale, this time lift your left leg up. Keep your hips square, and on your exhale, come forward, bringing your left foot between your hands. Step through, lower that right knee this time. We're going to scoop up to a low lunge. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Plant your right hand, and then bring your left hand up to the sky. Right hand comes back down. Inhale, tuck your foot, lift up to your high lunge with me. If you're finding yourself a little wobbly, squeeze your inner thighs together and make sure that your abdominal stays tucked in. Inhale one more time, and then we're going to exhale, pivoting on our right foot this time, the back foot, and opening up into our warrior two. Remember to keep your spine long, your tailbone tucked. You are stronger than you seem. You are capable of moving through any challenge, any emotion. Allow it to flow through you fluidly. On your next inhale, go ahead and pivot back on your back foot, and then come into that high lunge one more time. Exhale, lower back down, lowering that right knee. Inhale, left arm scoops up one more time. And exhale, bring it back down. Lift your right knee. Step your left foot back. Meet me in a downward dog. Keeping your body fluid. Move your neck. Pedal your feet slightly. Meet me in stillness for 2 deep breaths with audible exhales through your mouth. Good. Inhale one more time. And on your exhale, we're going to clap our heels together, bend our knees, and start coming down into our child's pose. One more time, we're almost there. Again, find a child's pose position that feels good for you and your body. Invite you to keep your hips open. We store a lot of emotions in our hips, which you'll hear me say a lot in the classes. So you want to give some fluidity to our hips. Remember to breathe. Remember to be here with yourself. This is a good opportunity to give yourself some grace and also stay connected to your experience. Trusting that you do have the ability, you have the resources to be with your emotions, and trust that as you accept them and you allow them space to move through you, that you will come out on the other side, however long it takes. You are braver than you believe, and you are absolutely stronger than you seem. Take one more deep breath in with me. Deep breath out. And on your next breath in, rise up to that wide-legged all fours position. Go ahead and bring your knees together. Either scoop your legs off to the side, or I like to cross my ankles and just come back to set in an easy pose. And then we're actually going to come down to a bit of a modified Shavasana. You're welcome to come into a full Shavasana. So before we do that, we want to just give a little bit of love to ourselves. So we're going to bring our knees into our chest, Squeeze your knees in like you're embracing your favorite person in the world right now. Maybe that's yourself. Right. And then as you come down, we're going to go ahead and plant our feet on the mat, as wide as our mat is, and allow our knees to just come together and meet. You might have to readjust here, and that's okay. We do a lot of readjusting in life. And before we fully settle into this moment, go ahead and bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. You can do either way. I encourage you to try both. Sometimes what you like better is whispered to you in the most subtle of ways. I invite you to close your eyes with me here. Just take 5 to 8 breaths at your own pace. Feeling your feet on the mat. Feeling your head resting. Your chin slightly tucked. Your spine long. Asking yourself how that experience was for you, tapping into your strength even in the midst of your grief and your pain. Whatever challenges life is throwing your way. Be able to find even a glimpse of that warrior within you, no matter how deeply buried. I invite you to go ahead and give yourself a big hug, whatever that looks like for you. Allow yourself to be embraced in this moment. And I also invite you to stay here for as long as feels good for you. Maybe pull a blanket up, allow your legs to extend into a full Shavasana. Be here in this present moment. And if it feels right for you to move forward with your day, then I invite you to do that as well. I am going to soak up a little bit more of this moment and end the video here in my full Shavasana with my hands resting on my belly, staying connected to my body. And as we close today's class, repeat with me one more time, wherever you are, whatever you're facing. I am braver than I may believe, and I am absolutely stronger than I may seem. Thank you for spending this time with me and trusting me with your practice.